Good morning. Sorry I'm late. When did you schedule this for 8 o'clock? I thought we always did 8:15s. I'd like to call the October 21st bid board meeting to order. First item on the agenda is a financial report.
All right, you'll see on your financial report, you have the budget as $107,259. Total actual of $67,493.59. Total encumbrances right now, $10,587.50, and the $29,177.91 available.
Any questions?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approves. Item 2, holiday decorations update. It's with great pleasure to report that on November 7th, we'll be doing a tree lighting. I was able to secure all of the funding. Up to this point, we have all of it paid for. The people putting the money up front at this point don't want to be names recognized, but there is a press release that's going to be coming out. So on November 7th at 7 p.m. will be the tree lighting. They're going to do, it's going to be installed on the 4th of November. So we're looking for volunteers. Adam, I don't know what you have as far as the volunteer side of things.
We haven't started recruiting yet just because of some of the donors potentially having volunteers.
Yeah, some of the donors are going to bring money or bring people forward to help with it. I ran into Yulia from David J. Frank this weekend. She estimates there's 150 light poles that need to be done. She's bringing everything up this week, Wednesday, from what I understand. So I don't know if you're aware of that or not. You're all set? Okay, good. And she figures max he can have is 2 people a pole, one up, one down. And to get those wrapped, they're gonna do the entire park area, so we don't have to worry about any of that. So their crew is gonna do that. So I'd like to encourage everybody to come. It's gonna be spectacular. If you didn't see what's going on there, all of Old Settlers Park is going to be transformed into a magical Christmas scene. The donors have come up with a little over $75,000 to put this on. There's a 24-foot Christmas tree. It's absolutely going to be amazing to see what happens downtown this year for Christmas. So I'd like to encourage everybody to come, and if anybody wants to help, November 4th is the put up day, and you can contact Adam and he'll get you on the volunteer list. Any questions, anybody? I would hope, and Brian, I don't know, you guys are already open, but hopefully the restaurants, and I don't know if it's something you could maybe help with, there should be a fair amount of people down there. There's an event going on at MOA that night that ends, and they're going to move the people from there. They're estimating over 100 people for that. So there could be a fair crowd that's going to come down. So it could be exciting. Hopefully the whole bid can be there. If you guys can be there, that would be fabulous. We're going to do talking at 7 and then lighting at like 7:10. So with that, if there's no other questions, let's move on to item 3, the Downtown Entrepreneur Opportunity Presentation and Decision. And I'll look to Adam.
Yeah, Peggy is the chair of the committee for this. She was going to take the items. I'm guessing she had the same issue as you with the 8:15 or 8 o'clock. So it'll probably just be 5 minutes. But first we do have some candles. So if you guys want to get set up, it is Sassafras Candles, LLC. They are, as I'm opening my form, candles and wax melts.
Just so you guys can get an idea of the range of products that we would be able to offer.
Oh, I've smelled it.
That's cool.
Do you want to get going, or should we wait for Peggy? Peggy's here. That's great timing. What do you guys do at the podium? At the podium, what do you guys do? Just can go right away. Oh, here's some more. We have all of the paperwork on its way down. In the meantime, we can let everybody present. Peggy, I'll be turning it over to you with the first presentation, which is Sassafras Candles LLC. Yeah, that's a good point. I've kind of already teed it up, so I might as well just. I'll let you guys go. Thanks.
Okay. Are you able to hear me okay? Is that too loud or? Good, okay. Well, first off, good morning. I am Abby Rice.
And I'm her mom, Laura Meyer, and currently I have a really bad cold that's going around in the sore throat, so I'm going to let Abby take the lead on that.
So yes, we are Sassafras Candles LLC. We are a mother-daughter team, and we both co-own the business mutually. Our entity is the product of finding our joy in a hobby of making candles and wax melts, and it has evolved into a business. We have been making Parasoy candles and wax melts for a little over 3 years now and formed our business entity last December. We started out making candles 1 pound at a time in my parents' kitchen, and we've now evolved into a whole candle room in their home. But it's time to move on. We've progressively had to grow out of our space as we've occupied them as each year has progressed. Oh, and also why we really would want a retail space is what we really need with our type of specific product, with it being really scent-based, is right now we have a really hard time with our customers being able to come by and smell if they're interested in a fragrance, because with candles, it's not really easy to blindly buy those. Sure, I can give you all the set notes and everything like that to describe the product, but it's a whole different experience if you're able to smell it and pick up those notes yourself that create that complex fragrance. So that would be a really great opportunity for us, and we're hoping to really get that rolling within this year, if not next year. Something that does set us apart from other small candle businesses just starting out is we aren't doing the guesswork anymore. As I've stated, we have been doing this for a little over 3 years now, so it's no longer testing. We have our product down. We have our research done on top quality fragrances that we only use because we want to create a top quality product to keep our customers coming back. As you know, this is a product that once it gets used up, it does have to be replaced again. It is not something that lasts forever, and with that, the things that we've noticed that the Downtown Entrepreneur Opportunity offers is email marketing and just general marketing information and social media. That would be a great asset for Sassafras Candles. My mom and I don't have a background in business management or business financing or marketing, so that would be a great asset, and I really do think that getting a grasp on those items would really truly help us be able to bring in more foot traffic into West Bend if we were to have a retail space down there. In addition, while we do have an entity and a website already set up, we do not have a background in, as I said, that business management or marketing, so it would really be helpful to have that product options that the opportunity does offer with having the website review or setup. We think that would be a huge plus because, as I'm sure most of you know, the image that you set out is very important. Marketing is incredibly important in how you get your customers to come back or even view you in the first place. So I do think that would be a great asset for us. Assistance with space cleanup and build out would be a great help to us as well that the opportunity offers. Like I said, we don't have a background in this, but we really want to try and do what we can. And while a retail space, truly what we would need is the front being the retail opportunity and the back being where we do our manufacturing of our products. So really, it wouldn't even be necessarily a large space that we would need, but we do think that the setup would be relatively easy. So I do think that it wouldn't be something too time consuming for us to take advantage of. It is a well-known fact that most businesses, small businesses starting out do fail within the first 3 to 5 years. We feel that the Downtown Entrepreneur Opportunity helps build a foundation for a successful and long-lasting business and business model, and it is clear that it is created for businesses to succeed, and we would love to be able to participate in the benefits that it has to offer. It seems like it's very geared towards a long-standing success. And one thing that we really want to be able to do is, while it is just a mother-daughter team, we do want to expand to at least allow some part-time employees and eventually down the road get down to full-time employees. So we really do want to be able to take advantage of being able to help out in our local economy and our hometown. We are from West Bend. We've lived here for 20-plus years, and we're here to stay. So we would really like to be able to contribute to our own local community that we frequent. And like I said, just give back to the economy by hiring locals as we grow to be able to have that capacity. From receiving help on the basics of marketing to having a retail space come to life, Sassafras Candles would be a business that would be able to take advantage of most of what this opportunity has to offer. And the investment that it would put into our business would help us to grow enough to be able to give back by partaking in local events to help increase foot traffic in the area, in addition to contributing to the local economy and being able to hire employees from the community. And that's all we have for today, so thank you so much for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, ladies. Nicely done. Is there any particular order? Adam is the next one.
No, we don't have a particular order. For the Vintage 59, we'll be making a call so that somebody can call in. Is that, I'll look to our community TV guys if you guys are teed up to go ahead and do that right away. Okay. Or do you want to save it till last?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, we should do that one then. Well, actually, why don't we save it till last so that she's on the phone during the question portion right off the bat?
Okay, that's
We could do that.
Thank you.
Sorry, S. Talia Lafayette.
I don't know, I'm dropping everything. I don't know that I'll be able to stand behind a podium, because that's not really me. So I'm just going to be me.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to, or we're
I
going to have to
do?
get, can we use that other microphone, Adam? Or leave it on the stand so that she can use her hands and talk at the same time.
I think what I'll do is I'll set them here and then. All right, I'm Talia Lafayette. Thank you for having me here today. I didn't bring enough copies of what I'm presenting for everybody, but you can pass through what I do have. So my business is LaFay Custom Clothing. It all started with a request and a need. Somebody I was working with said, I need a car seat poncho. And I said, what is a car seat poncho? So apparently little kids can't wear their coats in the car seat. And so I prototyped and designed a car seat poncho for this friend of mine. And this is where my business started. So this is a car seat poncho. It's my own design. It's double-sided, reversible, so you can wear it on either side. Just a little collar through, just turn it around, and you have a poncho.
That's cute.
I do make those for all ages and sizes now, including adults who work in cold offices. So that's where it all started. My product line keeps growing. I have exclusive designs, things that I make from my own patterns. And I plan to continue that. I love to just be out there, design whatever people are looking for. I'm primarily selling right now at art shows. I go around the state with my products. I set up a booth and I bring my wares and people buy them. I do have a presence on Etsy website. But that's really difficult. It doesn't feel like my own. It doesn't feel like I have enough audience that I'm looking for, and I don't have a lot of control over that website in what I put on there. Because I'm exclusive designs, they don't give me an option to put all my patterns and all the different types of material in there. So it's difficult working in that website. I have a desire for LaFay to be a custom household name. So I want my clothing line to be known. And I think a retail shop is a great place to start with that. My products are designed often for one of a kind, so women love that. They want to buy my product because no one else is going to be wearing what it is. So then on to our products. So like I said, I designed for one of a kind. My fabric choices are always top of the line, best fabrics I can get. I plan to also hopefully import materials from India and other places, Africa. Some of those places have materials that I cannot find here. So I would love to work with exclusive fabrics and just make more and more fun things for people to wear. I'm family oriented as well. My product line goes from infants. I just invented an infant mitten, which I'll show you. So I started out making a mitten that was just a straight little mitten for families to put on. But then as I tried to put them over the little infant's wiggly hand, it didn't exactly work. I mean, it worked, but you had to struggle. So now I've added a snap and Velcro, so you can just slip the hand in there, and it's more easy. So more things like that is what I plan to do. I like to do boutique designs at affordable prices. So I want my product to be available for the average person, and I want the average person to look awesome. Let's see. So some of my goals are to increase the sales channels opportunities that I have. I want to expand the online business. Like I said, that's very important to me. I think there's an avenue in social media that I could be utilizing as well. I know social media a little bit, but I could use some expertise in that area to kind of help get more followers, more people engaged. I would like to market to special needs areas because my poncho also works great for people that are in wheelchairs, something to keep them warm and cozy. So I want to market to hospital gift stores. Professional team gift shops is another area that I could move to. I guess it's all about getting my name out there. And the retail storefront is major to that, to starting that. One thing I value is being debt-free. I am debt-free currently. I started my business 1 year ago, and I've been doing that on a savings account, but would love the financial aspect of this grant because I would love to have someone help me to have my money make money and to actually have a sustainable business and financial freedom. I want to build customer loyalty, so I want the repeat business. I want people talking about LaFay through word of mouth. I would love to continue providing a superior product at an affordable price. And I want to be a source for that one-of-a-kind thing. I want people to be able to come in and look at designs and be able to say, this is what I want. I want to create this for a gift, and I want to be able to provide that. Now I see product lines expanding. Currently, I don't have a pet line, but I understand the pet line is a $1 billion or more business, and I would love to be able to create things for pets, dogs, costumes, etc., like that as well. So I guess I keep reinventing what I'm doing, and I'm having fun at it. So growth options, again, just to go through that, I would like financially to find ways to maintain being debt-free. I want to continue developing my product line and do the social media and have my sales channels. I brought a few other products that you can look at, and I'll just pass those around. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Talia.
You can just parade them up front.
I can just bring them around. Like that away. There you go. That would really be something.
If we want to maybe give these cameras back to them so that in case they need to leave, you know what I mean, and then I'll call the next one. Get these to Talia.
Okay.
You do that? Okay.
I'm gonna just grab all of it.
All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you, honey. There you go. In case they have to leave. Okay, thank you. Next, if we could have Marciana, come on up.
I just need a second to set up, please.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. I'm also going to use the internet. I'm going to pull up something, if that's okay. Pass this out. Wow.
Awesome, thank you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Barshana Simon, and I will start my presentation now. With every given moment, at any given time, someone is celebrating a birthday, someone is celebrating an anniversary, someone is celebrating a retirement. I would like to speak to you today about the proposal for all reasons and events and affairs, also known by with the acronym AREA. All Reasons Events and Affairs would like to offer customized space that people can rent in the immediate area. We would like to offer spaces where people can rent the space to celebrate events which are important to them. All Reasons Events and Affairs would like to offer 4 themed rooms that people can enjoy. These rooms would be modern, they would be trendy, and they would be budget friendly. In the ideal world, we would like to request 10,000 square feet. However, at bare minimum, we feel that 5,000 square feet would be doable. All Reasons Events and Affairs would increase diversification in the downtown district, which would include race, cultural abilities, and age, by having themed events specific to people and what is important to them. Why should there be an event and party center in West Bend? The first reason is because it will be able to serve individuals and families alike. Families would be able to attend the event center, and each member of the family would be able to celebrate with different areas in the building that they would be interested in. As well, we would partner with area businesses in the downtown area, which would increase local spending and visitation from outside areas. We would provide community outreach, because when investing in a community, the community invests back. More and more people are celebrating parties these days. They're finding any reason to have a party. Some examples are gender reveals, where pregnant people, they reveal if they're having a boy or a girl. Some other examples are divorce parties, as well as there's also a trend to have, like, I paid off my house, or I paid off my car. So people are finding more and more reasons to celebrate. Currently, in order to have a good time, people are driving to Milwaukee. There is not a lot of things to do within West Bend outside of going to restaurants and going to bars. Our West Bend residents are generating commerce in the Milwaukee area, as well as giving the community, giving families and people something to do in the area. It increases the quality of life as well as community involvement. The 4 theme rooms that we would like to have is a conference room, a game room, a traditional room, an activity room, as well as a lounge area. The lounge area would be for people to sit and relax, as well as it will create an opportunity for business to come in to showcase one of their, so for example, if 5 restaurants came into the lounge and showcased their favorite entree, the community would be able to taste all of these different entrees, and they may be able to go to the restaurant later if they like that entree or not. We would also like to provide a conference room. The conference room will be tech savvy. A conference room can be used for board meetings, employee trainings, staff meetings, and things of that nature. All Reasons Events and Affairs will also like to offer a banquet room, which traditional banquet rooms are used for, things such as parties, reunions, dinner rehearsals, or anything that person may want to do. We would like to offer an all-purpose room, so it will also double as a kids' party room. An all-purpose room can be also used for exercise instructors to rent out the room to teach class. So therefore, I'm generating the income by charging that instructor. However, that instructor is charging its students. And the last room we would like to offer is a game room. The game room will be for teenagers to have parties. It will be for adults to have parties. It will be utilized for whoever would like to use it. With all of these 4 rooms, I would like to have air walls so you can remove the walls, so therefore we can have a larger event if we needed to. Excuse me. All reasons events and affairs will be successful, and I would like to speak about my experience. I have a wide range of experience, including working with pre-K students all the way to senior citizens. I have a background in technology. I have a background in event planning, large events up to 200 people, as well as smaller birthday parties and things of that nature. I also was a banquet server, and I currently work as a waitress. In order to have a successful event center, a few things are important. That person needs to have proper organization. That person needs to pay attention to proper detail. That person has to have the proper ambition and drive. I believe I do have all of those, and for that reason, I feel that you should consider this proposal for all reasons, events and affairs. And with that, I just want to go through a short quiz that I created. Okay, so here's something that I created that is also accessed via mobile phone. All reasons, events, and affairs would advertise with social media such as Facebook, Facebook Live, Instagram, Snapchat. A lot of people in this age are using their mobile phones to access everything. And as a way of advertising and things of that nature, here's a quiz, just a fun little quiz, and I won't go through it all. Oops. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe I'm sorry, I'll use the mouse, which is not working. In the end, thank you.
Thanks, Prashana. Can you give us a hint on what the quiz was?
It's a fun quiz. I don't know. Can I give you the address so you can access it?
Here, I think he's coming. Maybe he can get it real quick.
Okay.
Thanks.
Is this another network?
Or just, is it the link?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Awesome.
Yes, but it's not showing on screen. Oh, maybe I should close the PowerPoint. I don't know what he did. Should I just close it right here?
Technology, man.
What did you do? Okay, so what are some reasons to celebrate? All of the above, and it says you are correct. Next question. Who should be invited to a party? Everyone you know, close friends, immediate family, depends on the occasion. Only those who can afford a gift. Depends on the occasion. Next question. What should no party go without? Appetizers, cake, a live band, a clown, or kids? Cake. When is a great time to respond to a RSVP? The day of the event, never, immediately, the day before the event, or all of the above? Immediately. Whose responsibility is it to host a party? Parents, friends, guests, GoFundMe? Depends on the occasion. I cannot afford to have a party. What should I do? Have a party anyway? Do not have a potluck? I'm sorry, do not have a party? Have a potluck? Charge an entry fee? Play the lottery? Do not have a party. I'm going to a birthday party for my cousin. What should I buy her? Nothing. Depends on her interests. Regift what they bought you for your birthday. Nothing more than $1. A dog. Depends on her interest. Should I have an open bar at my party? Sure, if you can afford it. Sure, but consider the guests. Are they drinkers? Sure, if the guests are over 21. Sure, but offer alternatives. All of the above. And how can I host a great party? Hire someone, spend big bucks, book a famous entertainer, have a disco ball, or don't have any food? Hire someone. How should I prepare for a party in my home? Clean the bathroom, put the animals away, clean the home, buy food, or all of the above? We'll pick all of the above. So that was a quiz, and that just highlighted like some of the experience in technology that I have. I created the quiz, even though I couldn't start it, but that's another issue. Yes, so the end. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Barshana. Adam, is it the wine that needed to go last or the kettle coffee?
It'll be the wine, kettle coffee. You're right.
Oh, thank you.
Hello?
Hi. Okay, hold on.
Hey.
You're live, so don't say anything you shouldn't say, okay?
All right, thank you for the warning.
Sorry, thank you for that. Feel free to go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Debbie Zeinert, and on the phone we have my business partner, Pam Flash. A little bit about us. Pam and I met in high school in the art room. We both grew up and graduated from West Bend, and we graduated in 1977. We've been best friends ever since. We've both left West Bend after high school to pursue things, and I moved back about 5 years ago, and she's in the process of moving back, which is why she's not here. She's up in Door County. Just left her job and is moving this weekend, so she wasn't able to come down. Our business is called Vintage 59, and it's 59 because that's the year we were both born, so to save you from doing the math, we're both 60. And Pam, I'll tell you a little bit about my background, and I'll let Pam tell you about hers. I was in retail for 20 years with Boston Store. I worked in commission sales as well as in corporate for my last 10 years. I left there in 2001. I'm a professional calligrapher. I work worldwide. I also am the producer and owner of Milwaukee's Magnificent Bride, which is a wedding show at the Pfister Hotel, and now in its 14th year. I do weddings. I do calligraphy 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. I love retail. I miss retail, and this is one of the reasons we're trying to get into this. So Pam, you want to tell them a little bit about you?
Sure. I am currently in Door County because I worked actually was the general manager of Harbor Ridge Winery in Egg Harbor for the past 7.5 years. The business was sold in June, and I stayed on for the transition, but decided to leave Door County, leave the business, and had this sort of an epiphany to start a wine market in West Bend. And anyway, prior to that, the man that I worked for, his name is Dennis Stapleton. He actually has a business in Saukville as well. Back in the 90s, I worked for Dennis Stapleton at Harley Davidson in Milwaukee. He was my boss. We worked in the motor clothes division. I worked there from 1988 till 1997. Did a couple of other stints, worked at a interesting company in Mukwonago called Seacrest Closures, where I was a market manager. That was a business-to-business marketing. Really wanted to strike out on my own and do my own business. And actually, retail has always been a passion for me. So I opened a business on Brady Street in Milwaukee in 2000 called Miss Groove. It was a accessories, gifts, clothing, and lingerie store. We were in business until 2011. And unfortunately, all of the Brady Street had a renaissance in the early 2000s, and a lot of really cool, funky boutiques popped up on Brady Street. And unfortunately, when the recession came on, they all sort of went down like a dominoes effect. And I think I hung in there. I think I was about the last one left standing. But the business went from $600,000, and in 2 years it was down to right around $200,000, and it was just living on lifeblood. I mean, the business just went out from underneath me, and I ended up closing it. And when my boss, Denny, found out that I closed my store, he called me up and he said, "Hey, I've got a winery in Door County. Do you want to move up here and run it for me?" So, like I said, back full circle, that's what I've been doing for the last 7.5 years. So, one thing I've learned about retail, when I was selling apparel and gifts and accessories and lingerie at my store on Brady Street, you would always get people hedging and waiting for a sale. But when I moved up here and started selling wine, I realized that it was a lot easier to sell a bottle of wine than it was to sell, maybe a dress or a blouse or something. So in good times or bad, wine, or I should say alcohol, always sells. So my expertise and my passion is wine. I think Debbie shares that passion.
I do. I do.
I think wine is, pardon?
I said I do.
Yes. Wine is, to me, one of the most interesting of all alcohol beverages because it has a very long history. There's a romance about it. People are very opinionated about it. The more you learn about wine, the more you realize you don't know that much about wine. There's a great deal of opinion, but also it's just a fascinating industry. And I've learned a lot about it in the past 7 years. So I would love to be able to spread the joy of the fermented grape and increase my wine knowledge and help my customers increase their wine knowledge, expand ways to use wine and appreciate wine through experiences. So the idea of the business would be to be a retail business, but to also offer experience. Experience seems to be why people come into a brick and mortar these days.
As you could tell, hold on a second. As you could tell, Pam is the business end of this business and I'm the creative. So if I stand here and I don't say much and she does, that's usually how it goes. Can I talk for a second, Pam?
Yes, please.
Thanks. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about our vision for Vintage 59. Obviously, we want a retail store that is a wine market, but not just, we don't want to just sell wine. We want it to be a place to come for experiences. We want to do wine and cheese pairing events, wine and chocolate, wine and cupcakes, wine and calligraphy, wine and paint a board. We want to bring the wine with the activities. We want to teach people about wine. We want to do cheese and chocolate, and we want people to come back all the time because they want to see what's new. We want to do tastings. We want to do 3 for free type tastings every week. Have 3 different wines people can come in and try, and then have extended tastings for a cost. We have a great idea for a little passport program, which would feature different wines from around the world, a different wine every week, and people would come in and they tasted and they'd have their passport stamped, and once they had their passport full, they'd get a bottle of wine for free. We want to work with the other businesses downtown. We are both, because we grew up here, we knew this. We knew downtown West Bend back in the 60s and the 70s, and we are both so impressed with what we see now. The fact that you go downtown and you just don't know which restaurant to choose because there are so many fabulous restaurants. And we think that a wine market would just complement those restaurants. Our ideal opening time would be the spring, and we would love to do something in conjunction with the theater opening. Because I just think that people coming to the theater, seeing a show, stopping by the wine market, or having dinner at the Norbert and stopping by the wine market afterwards to pick up a bottle of wine to go home would just be a fabulous just reason for people to come downtown. Do you have anything to add, Pam?
Well, other than, well, you have our profit centers there, and you have it's kind of hard without seeing what's in front of everybody. But I know that you have our logos and our profit centers there. We want to have a very cool mid-century modern vibe. We want to really, the whole point of this is to focus on wine. So it's not the same wines that you would find in the grocery stores. It would be wines that are from small producers. We would feature wines from around the world as well as Wisconsin wineries. All of the gifts and everything would be, all of the gifts that we would offer, or the wine accessories, it would all be related to wine. Part of and I don't think we touched on this yet, and this is really a big part of what Debbie does, is the ability to personalize products for people.
That's what you see up at the table here. I do glass engraving, and it's something that we would offer as on-site personalization. I also own a few letterpresses and do letterpress and do coasters. We do custom wine. We can do custom wine labels, but it would just be something that we have the advantage over a lot of any other wine shop is because I can do it right there.
Yeah, we can definitely have a for any kind of special occasion, birthdays, anniversaries, and another big part of this would be corporate gifting, where we would be able to work with people and say, okay, what is your budget for the corporate gift? We can do this for you. For example, if there's a real estate agent who has sold a house and wants to do a gift basket for the new homeowners, we could, Debbie could engrave, congratulations, or like the Flash family established blah 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 at this address or whatever. She could customize a bottle of wine and put a really nice gift basket together for people who recently purchased a home, and definitely that would be an ongoing sort of connecting with different real estate agents. That would be an ongoing sort of business revenue stream for us. And any other corporate, for holidays and things, when people are corporate gifting, if they have a budget, we can work within their budget and put together custom baskets so it doesn't look like, they just opened a David and Harry's catalog and sent somebody 6 pairs and called it a day. But, so that is a lot of the description of the business. Debbie, do you have more to add?
No, I think you've touched on it all.
Okay, all right.
I thank you for this opportunity. Now, do you have any questions for Pam? Or
Yeah,
I'm not
I was just going
exactly
to say,
sure
because
what
you're the last one, so if we do have questions, do we want to start as long as she's on the phone?
Yep, we can wrap it up with the presentations and jump into the question
Yep.
portion of this.
Yeah, okay, so thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
And if anyone has any questions for Vintage 59 while Pam's still on the phone, please feel free to ask.
So, first question that I have is, what about a liquor license?
We've worked with our.
That's actually, if we can ask questions to you, that would be something that we'd have to talk about.
We've been working with
We
our,
would need,
Go ahead,
we
Pam.
would need a Class B liquor license. And I understand that that is available, but we would need more clarification from the city clerk to be sure that we would be able to sell wine for on-premise consumption as well as package sales to go. So that is that is something that we need to also determine.
and we've run these by our clerk, and our clerk has looked at this model, and it actually goes beyond a Class B. Because there is food involved, there's a different license available that would work with this.
Oh, okay. Good, excellent.
Is there, I know some of the liquor licenses from a cost standpoint are fairly high. Is this a normal rate?
This isn't the get on a list or pay $10,000 license version. This is the, because it's not the hard liquor either, it would be the, is it $600 per month with the annual fee that all of them have? Or
Okay.
$600 application, I think. Not even close. No.
Okay, there's a $600 application, it's not $600 a month, right?
No, and also, I'm probably wrong on that price right there. We'll adjust with the clerk and get all of that information, but as far as the liquor license is concerned, we don't, it's possible and it's not gonna be outrageous.
Okay. Right, because $600 a month would certainly change my P and L projections to, to add that to expenses, so.
No, that would
yes, we
be,
definitely.
that would be for a year, ballpark. Adam's pretty close to for a year.
Thank you.
Per year, okay. I'm gonna write that
Justice,
down.
you have questions?
Oh, just wondering if you guys had a specific square footage in mind? Do you know what size you're looking for?
Did you hear that, Pam?
We're thinking about 1,500 square feet. Okay, any other questions?
Not to assume, just to clarify, you are looking for retail space with windows and like walk in right off the street, correct?
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
And for clarification, Adam, do we have retail space, and then how does that rent? I know we were gonna try to find places to subsidize. Would we have retail space to fit this?
There is some retail space downtown, and I know some individuals that have come forward on this opportunity have met with individuals that own the retail space, but as far as the opportunity is concerned, anything beyond the basic office space, we don't have any control over as far as being able to provide that at either no cost or at a reduced rate. We do have the ability to help fix up. And maybe provide a few other things from around the community, but anything beyond that comes at the cost to the business coming in.
So I guess with that, I'm looking at all of these, and there's a definite need for every single one of them, but I don't see any financial information that says, hey, yeah, these people can afford to pay rent for a year or 2 years, or, sustain any of that, which I kind of question. And part of that's our fault because we didn't ask for any of that.
Well, I have a question for you too, because I did put together a P&L projection. And I just want to know if it's realistic to expect that if we open in April, that we could do $250,000 in 2020. I don't know any other businesses down there. Is that a benchmark? Is that something that we could actually say, yes, we could get this? I don't have any comps from what the other businesses are doing. Is that out of line? Is that too low? Is that about right?
You're looking for a point of reference.
I don't know I know what my business is doing, but I don't know what any other businesses are doing.
I guess, You said 250,000 a year in gross sales?
Yeah, well, no, this is the first year, starting in April. And because it's a young business, I would expect double-digit growth within the first 3 years, that we would be able to do at least 10% over last year. So, you know.
It's certainly possible. It sounds a little aggressive, and I definitely think an April opening is a little aggressive potentially too, just given where you're at and the plan at this point. But I would think 250,000 in retail sales is absolutely attainable.
In the first year. Not being a full year, we would be, the first quarter, we would be not open.
Well, that would definitely make things a little more difficult for sure.
Yeah.
I guess I would add to Pam.
Knowing that the first quarter is going to be the weakest quarter of the year anyway.
I would just say, Pam, that if you grew up in West Bend, you definitely know that downtown West Bend isn't Brady Street, although it has a great capacity to continue to grow in the positive way it has. We've got some great restaurants, we've got some great businesses down there, but it's not Brady Street. You know what I mean? That's a whole different vibe. So West Bend.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that there's sort of a renaissance happening in downtown West Bend, as it happened in Brady Street. I mean, do they look alike? Maybe not, but the parallels are there. I mean, I left West Bend in 1980, and I spent time there this past winter, and I'm just shocked at the difference. The town is unrecognizable to me in some ways. You know, it's changed a lot, and it's changed a lot in the last, 35 years.
Any other questions?
I know a lot of people have moved into the area. It's become a bedroom community almost. Not a bedroom community because it stands on its own. But, there's a lot, the freeway connecting to Milwaukee has made it a lot easier for people to move to West Bend that work in the northwest side of Milwaukee. And just the population has, I think, tripled since the 80s. There's a lot more amenities there, so,
Any other questions for them before we move on to any of the other groups?
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye, Pam.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Do we want to ask people to provide some kind of financial information, or is that something we?
I don't know, I guess I would defer to the committee that established this of what their thoughts were or are.
I think it's okay to ask about current financial sales and revenue streams, and absolutely, it's pertinent. If you have a question, by all means. Yeah, one question I had, for instance, was with sassafras, the candles. For instance, I know they've been in business for over a year now. Sort of curious on how sales are going currently.
Why don't you come up to the podium? Thank you.
With candles, we currently sell them at craft fairs, and we started to do home parties, and people book with us. We started off at Etsy, and that was limited, so we got our own website. And we're having people that, my daughter Abby that you've met, she works at West Bend Mutual, and those people order from us directly. During the fall and winter season is huge, and we're the busiest. But during summer, you find their niche, and there's people that are really into wax and really into melting or candles, and those people find you. Once you get your name out there, they don't care where you live. We've been to Fond du Lac, we've traveled to Elmira, we are in, and people everywhere you go, they have a certain product that they really like, or a scent. And then once they find the scent they like, they want it in everything. And we've done weddings, and I did my daughter's wedding, and those, just getting your name out there and your product, and once they try it and they see that it's not just, it's long lasting, it's a strong fragrance, the product speaks for itself. And I can custom make the labels for them. And we'll do a scent for them or a color of the candle that they want that other retail businesses can't do. And they just keep coming back, and that's why we've outgrown my home.
Sure, it seems like online would be a good avenue for you, absolutely. So how many candles, like during your busy months, you said during fall and winter, like how many candles are you selling a month, do you think?
I've already sold over 100. It's just hundreds.
Okay.
And also you are looking for a retail space, walk in off the street, see your product kind of thing.
Right,
Okay.
and then make them in the back. I think bringing them in through the scent, like when I make them, the whole house, it just wafts. Even to go to a craft fair, you take the cover off of something, it doesn't have to be lit. As long as it looks pretty, I can do, like, I do coffee beans on top of the coffee candles, and you can just leave that off, and people just come by because of the smell.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Just real quick, how much retail space do you think you need?
1,000 square feet or less? Yeah.
Okay.
Barshana? From the business model that you presented, I'm also just clarifying, I feel like you're looking more for like an office space and the business assistants, because the rooms that you're talking about would probably be larger than what is currently downtown, right?
Not necessarily maybe what is currently available downtown, but I'm not for certain. This was kind of difficult because I didn't know like exactly what properties are available.
Sure.
But I'm looking for a place to hold, not just the office, but also events as well.
Perfect. That's what I needed. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
And Talia? Same question for you as far as like kind of what size space you guys are looking for?
Yeah,
For you?
I'm thinking 2,200 square feet.
2,200.
Also, one of the attractive parts of the grant here was that first year kind of covered. So for me, that was the difficult thing about, considering the grant that was one of the things I thought might be on the table. But I don't know if you expected retailers in the grant proposal, and so that was the hard thing. Like I don't think my business right now would be in a position to cover a large amount of rent. So I'm just being honest about that. It's just
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think for all of us, this is a pilot program.
Right.
So
Right on.
just by having you guys present, the committee here is already learning what questions maybe we could have, should have asked. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anybody's done anything incorrectly. It's, as I said, it's a pilot program. So this is to learn so that we can make this, an awesome program for community members and for us to be able to provide it.
Right.
I know that we had talked about talking to business and building owners about getting space complimentary for a year, and I think we just needed to get some people in here to even see what it would look like.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're saying it can't happen. We're just saying that we don't know because we didn't even know what was going to come today.
Right, right.
So it's exciting for all of us. So I think we just need a little more time.
Yep.
I don't know what anybody else thinks.
I agree.
Now that we have the applications, I think we can probably talk to some of the contacts that we have and find out how feasible it is to put exactly what we want, what we created in our head, to be able to provide to the community. I'm not saying a long time. I want to do this as soon as possible so you all have your answers. But if anybody else would like to add.
Ditto.
Yeah. And not even even if it's not totally complimentary, I think the package you put together is quite amazing. It's almost like one of those thought processes you have, like, is this for real? You know, is this all too good to be true kind of thing? But I wanted to experience this anyways and figure it out. You know, my sales on the road have been good, but certainly not sustainable yet for me as a, you know, person just living, you know, whatever. So
Okay.
just want to share that with you. I think the pieces and parts you've put together are really intriguing and exciting. I think everyone here probably wants to grow their online part as well. So I think that it's cool that you brought that in. I think anytime we can get financial wisdom, it's really important too for business owners. So, I mean, even pieces and parts of the grant would be very helpful for my business, I know. I
Okay.
might speak for the others as well, but yeah, so.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your consideration.
Okay, I think then we, as the committee, just needs to go back to the drawing board a little bit and perhaps compose some questions, additional questions for each of the candidates, and we will do that as quickly as possible. So please expect to hear from us shortly, and we certainly appreciate all of your time and efforts in your presentations this morning. Thank you so much for coming.
So we should go home, or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So when can your group put together, get your meeting, and then can we do this by the next bid meeting?
Oh, we have to, yeah. Yeah, we need to. I'm sure they want their answers too. So yeah, Adam will have to just put out a email to the committee and see how quickly we can all get together.
Not going to sample that for us?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. All right, with that, I guess we have nothing else to discuss. I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.